Alright, so I have finally gotten around to recording an update. Going to go through a lot of the changes in the game. Starting off with the home screen, I rearranged it a little bit, nothing too exciting there. Um, Going through to the new game, give myself a name here, boss of my corporation. I'll change the color, the icons as before. Nothing much changed there. Now I did kind of change the background around a lot just to make it look a little different. Um, Also added the lighting now correctly faces the sun. Didn't used to do that. Other than this, yeah, just made it a bit more interesting in that regard. So in here, this hasn't changed. It's pretty much the same. We've got the populations, we've got the buildings here, which we'll look in a minute, and then of course the sector market, which I actually have to hit play for something to start coming up. Now everything that comes up by here is what the population produces and consumes. So based on their little industries here, which you can see, so you've got farming and mining and stuff like that, they'll produce different things. Um, so in here, you can quickly see. So we'll follow on. We'll look at the following. So we'll look at calamite, which is kind of like analogous to iron ore in my game. You can see that there's not really much produced, but there's a lot consumed. Very likely trying to make something with that calamite. So what we'll do is we'll start off by making a building or a calamite mine. So we can go into the build new factory. So this is a new screen and where it all kind of begins. But this is all kind of faked at the moment. But in the future it will show the key stats of the planet with the acceptable ranges. It'll also accurately show maintenance cost per day. This is just in there as it is. You could be able to change the icon later at the moment. I've just got a default icon in there right now. I'm just going to call this the Calamite Mine. Now you can also build them in orbit. Now you wouldn't build a mine in orbit because you wouldn't be able to mine anything, but at the moment we'll just put it on the surface. This brings us to the new factory designer view. This view is massive work in progress, and really only going to be going through some of the functionality in here. This is all placeholder text and things like that. The simulation mode doesn't really do anything at the moment. But the idea here is that we will build a mining drill. We're going to then output the, we're going to mine some calamite and then output it. So mining drill quite simply here. We can set it to mine calamite ore. As you can see off it goes, it's already mining it. Then like in any sort of these kind of conveyor games, we can make a conveyor belt. So we can start it going off there. And then going up there like that. Now keep in mind, this is only done in an editor, so this is actually not happening live, not impacting anything that happens to the company at all. I'm also wasting a lot of space. I could probably fit a few more mines around here. There will be a limit to how much gets shipped on the conveyor and things like that. But I guess for the sake of the demo, we'll put in another one down here. We can export some more. That's going on there. You can see them kind of appearing as they go there. Like I said, all the graphics here are work in progress. There's massive improvements that need to be made regarding this, but it's just here, show. I can then complete that, and you've got my calamite mine here. I can now view the calamite mine. So this is actually the live version. The lighting's a bit dark. It's something to probably fix up there in the future. What will happen in the future is the icon will appear here, and you'll be able to see the mine kind of operating down here. I'll also get a view that's similar to the other one. This one's obviously a slightly different angle, and the terrain around will change depending on the planet you're on and things like that. But right now it's just a bit bare. On the right hand side is kind of where more interesting things happen. Here's the financials. Now, right now you're not actually spending any money. Ideally you'd be spending money maintaining this mine. But that's not implemented, so there's no expenses at the moment. You do have the stockpile number that keeps going up. what we want to do, so we can not trade it, which is what's happening right now. It's just not trading. We're just building a stockpile in there at the moment. Looks like that has fallen apart, but that's okay. And then what we can do is we can sell above 0. Now what'll probably happen is it's going to sell it all up in one day, and then off it goes. Now we have also run out because this mine is broken for some reason, but that's how it goes sometimes. And we'll just get it restarted. Obviously, some issues to resolve and go through, but as you can see, it is currently selling the calamite. At the moment, I will resolve what's going on there in the future. Like I said, everything here is quite raw. You can then see now that our calamite here, Calamite Mine from Corporation, is trading here. It's going to trade somewhere 3, 4, or 5, depending on the daily output it's got, and that will obviously influence the prices here of the calamite. Now another thing we can do is we don't have to sell the calamite directly. We can actually create a Stellatine fab directly. So what we could do here is instead of going from, make sure I get the right way, instead of going from that, we can set things up here so that we actually go straight into a smelter. It's really quite a simple thing. And we can smelt these ingots straight away, and then the factory output is as simple as this. Oh yep, and then set up the calamite. And now just make sure the simulation works, so it's now going to smelt Stellatine, which is then going to be outputted instead. We can come in here and we can see the Stellatine fab, so now this is the actual version that's running. And you can see the Stellatine popping out the other side. Now we'll see if there's a market for Stellatine, so we'll sell above 0 as well. Then once this starts selling, we can see that we're making some revenue here. There's always going to be a big initial because you're going to sell the stock off, and then it'll just sell the daily amount. So right now we're just kind of selling 1 or 0 to 1 a day. Stellatine production is kind of a bit slower than the mining production. And once again, you can also see that on the sector market. There is enough. Yeah, here we go. Here's our sales from the Stellatine fab. Go there. So that's the game loop at the moment. You'll be able to build lots of these buildings. Obviously got some bugs to iron out. Other things to implement. I don't have tech trees implemented yet. That's next on my list. But a lot to do to kind of flesh out the the factory designer so that it works a lot better. Yeah, that's probably enough for the demo today. A lot of work's gone into setting up the whole factory designer aspect, and now it's around improving it, making it work a lot better, removing any of the gremlins that seem to appear here and there, and going from there. Alright, thank you.